I just wanted to record a little video about the artifact shutdown. A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of you messaged me about it. And Ben Thompson had a great breakdown. I think Artifact's one of those apps that was pretty popular in the community, even if maybe not perhaps that much overall. And for those who missed the news, they were going to shut it down. Then they said they're not going to shut it down yet. And then it was announced a few days ago it's being sold to Yahoo, who is shutting it down. The founders are not coming with the acquisition, but they'll have the app and the technology as such. I think Ben Thompson had a great breakdown, but I'll sort of give you mine. First of all, I kind of agree with a lot of what he's been saying, what a lot of people have been saying, that part of his recommendations weren't really that great. It started out as, social reading with a very nice UI and article aggregation. I mean, it was my favorite article aggregator. Not that's necessarily saying that much, but I continued to use it. I thought it was good. But when they really leaned into the recommendations, as a lot of people pointed out, they just weren't that great. Partly, like those guys have been saying, it's have the whole garbage in, garbage out, where if you're clicking on articles that are like a little bit questionable based on the headline or whatever, you're getting similar stuff. So you're sort of kind of preferring clickbait in a way. I know for me, I was getting a lot of very generic TechCrunch articles or even roundups, or discovered I like Elon Musk articles, and you sort of started seeing too many of dubious quality. I think that Gruber pointed out that he, at some point, was getting all NFL recommendations during the NFL season. That was kind of wearing him out. Anyway, I think these are interesting lessons for us at Deep News. We're rolling out our recommendations system very soon. Very excited about it. I've sort of shown a demo. It's not live on the site yet, but it will be very, very soon. And I think, we're taking a different approach. One of the things is that instead of collecting a lot of data on, if you read this, you'll also read this, we're really leveraging a lot more of the co-authors graph. So you can literally read one article, including one that's of not the best quality or the most exciting, and we sort of figure out which topics and micro topics there will be interesting to you. And it's not necessarily the same ones. We do that by looking at the authors. So that way, for example, if you read a top tech story in a particular way, we're going to show you more sort of hot and interesting tech stories that are like that, but not based on the content, based really more on the authors. I think that has an interesting effect where, for example, we really do need to have an overall ranking. That's, I think, another thing that Artifact, I'm guessing here, did not inherently do. They were looking at the, sort of the, if you read this, you would like that, as opposed to necessarily figuring out a priori, what are the exciting stories today that multiple people are talking about? What's the things that are hot within this sector? And I kind of wonder if keeping it at that level would have worked a little bit better, right? If it knows that I'm interested in tech in New York and AI and things like that. Like, do I really want personalized recommendations, or do I really want, first of all, at the very least, the top hottest stories that are relevant today within that? But then, so I think you end up having to have some sort of independent concept of quality, of recency, of all these things that are not good enough to just look at the publication author. Because TechCrunch has good stuff, and TechCrunch has kind of like roundups, So I kind of almost wonder whether this is going to work out a lot better for us, where we, look at tens of thousands of independent sources and build consensus stories, where we know a lot of people are talking about it, as opposed to, really kind of like trying to find you the perfect article. So anyway, I think that'll be interesting. We'll be rolling out some examples soon. Kind of just wanted to shoot this while this was top of mind. Have a great weekend, everybody.